Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to this edition of the Monday Night Raw Review. I'm your host, the Invincible Vincent. This show is brought to you by UnifiedWrestling.com and 123wrestling.co.uk. Now, tonight's show was pretty packed. The show started out with Kane making the announcement that he was going to get John Cena to embrace the hate tonight. He says tonight someone's going to ride in the ambulance that he brought with him. Now, this is the precursor to the ambulance match that he's going to have with John Cena on Sunday. Following that, they mentioned that John Laurinaitis was going to be back, and that Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, is the guest. Now, this was followed by Jerry Lawler announcing that there was going to be an Elimination Chamber debate tonight. The debate was going to consist of Kofi Kingston, Chris Jericho, The Miz, R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler, and CM Punk. Now, the short version of this debate was CM Punk announcing that he's the best of the world, Dolph Ziggler saying he's better than everybody at everything, R-Truth saying Hornswoggle and a box of spiders, spider soup, low in carbs and high in protein. Dolph Ziggler, or rather, let's see what, The Miz coming out saying I'm the star, I'm the most must-see, blah, blah, blah. Chris Jericho saying that, well, before that, Kofi Kingston saying that he's being underestimated, and that's cool because you won't see him coming. Chris Jericho saying that everybody imitates him, and that he's going to get CM Punk's championship, this, that, and a quarter. He confronts CM Punk after the match, or rather after the debate. CM Punk simply holds up the belt in his face once again, and as Chris Jericho turns away, Kofi Kingston catches him with the Trouble in Paradise. Now, this is sort of apropos, as he's been looking past Kofi Kingston, who he has a match with right after this, and Kofi Kingston reminded him of that. Now, following that, the match between Kofi Kingston and Chris Jericho ended actually with Chris Jericho winning with an eye poke, followed by a code breaker. Now, match number 2, prior to that, John Cena and Zack Ryder are backstage. Zack Ryder says that he's got a bunch of Valentine's gifts that he wants to give to Eve, and he wants to tell her how he feels about her. John Cena says, hey, listen, every time you come out here, Kane finds you and attacks you. How about you stay back here? I'll bring Eve to you. Now, Zack Ryder agrees to this, and the show goes on. John Laurinaitis, meanwhile, is sort of still shaken as to whether or not the board's going to keep him on as the permanent GM as opposed to the interim GM. David Otunga says that he's got plans to unify his power between him being the GM for Raw and also trying to make him the GM for SmackDown as well. So, Teddy Long, watch your back. Following that, we had match number 2, which was Big Show versus Randy Orton. Now, this is a follow-up to what occurred last week on SmackDown when Randy Orton actually got sort of robbed of the win against Daniel Bryan because of the Big Show not really interfering with the match, but responding to an attack that Daniel Bryan decided to visit on him halfway during the match that Daniel Bryan was having with Randy Orton. When Big Show responded, they called it a DQ against Randy Orton and in Daniel Bryan's favor. Now, this match tonight actually ended with Big Show getting the DQ because at this point, Daniel Bryan ran into the ring during the match, hit Randy Orton with the championship belt, and after he knocked him down, he hit the Big Show with the championship belt. So this is the way that Daniel Bryan is defending his championship right now. So again, this is leading into what we're going to see on SmackDown this week, and also leading into Elimination Chamber. Now, following that, Shawn Michaels came out, and he was making some comments about Triple H's what Triple H said last week about the Undertaker's challenge against him to wrestle against him at WrestleMania 28. When Triple H turned it down, Shawn Michaels was confused, but he said, it must be Triple H playing head games as he always does as the cerebral assassin. And he called Triple H out so that he could clarify to the people what he meant when he turned down the challenge last week. And Triple H came out to the ring, said he was glad to see Shawn, wishes Shawn had called him before he came out and made this announcement. But no, he was serious. He wasn't going to take up Undertaker on the challenge to go against him in WrestleMania. He says he didn't want to be the one to put the Undertaker down. He knows what he would have to do in order to win against him, and what he went through last year. He didn't want to put the Undertaker through that again. And Shawn Michaels says, "Hey, when a guy calls you out, if you don't accept the challenge, that makes you a coward." And is it the suit? You married that chick, and now you're one of them. You're one of the suits. You're now the number 2 company man in the business. Is that what it is? And Triple H is like, look, everything that goes on here is my responsibility. And you have the luxury of just kicking back in Texas, hunting from time to time, this, that, and a quarter. But I have responsibilities, and I don't want to be the one again to ruin the Undertaker. Now, Shawn Michaels said, "Look me in the eye and say you mean it." He looked him in the eye and said he meant it. And following that, Shawn Michaels left. But up on the Titantron, the Undertaker appeared. As he's cutting off his hair, the voiceover is basically saying the Undertaker, doesn't care. He doesn't want his pity. He wants him to give him what he wants, which is his immortality. Whether that means taking him out during the match so that he can live on forever in Legends, that's up for discussion, and apparently we'll see what happens with that at WrestleMania. Now, following that, we had the match between Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth. R-Truth was able to get this win tonight as Dolph Ziggler is doing what he does, which is showing off. Halfway during the match, he decides to use R-Truth to hold his feet while he does a couple of push-ups. R-Truth turned that into a roll-up and a pin. And that was the end of that match. After that, we had the Divas match, which was Tamina versus Brie Bella. Now, Tamina won this with a Snuka Splash. Beth Phoenix, the current champion, was watching from the announce table, and after the match, she and Tamina basically stared each other down for a couple of seconds. This is leading into the Divas Championship match, which is going to take place at Elimination Chamber this Sunday. So we'll see what happens with that. It's about time Tamina kind of got a push. All through last year when they were talking about everybody was too small and this, that, and a quarter, Tamina's like right there. And obviously she's got the size and the strength to go toe-to-toe with Beth Phoenix, so it should be an interesting match. Now, following that, we had a video package about The Rock as he's promoting his movie that's out right now, Journey to the Mysterious Island. They basically showed what all he did last week. And after that, Josh Matthews was asking John Cena what he thought about The Rock and what they're going to do with WrestleMania, this, that, and a quarter. Before he can answer, Kane basically kidnaps Eve and throws her in the back of the ambulance. He locks up the door. John Cena runs to the rescue, knocks Kane down, tries to get the door open. Can't get it open, tells Eve to try and open it from the inside. Kane comes back, knocks him down, and then jumps into the cab to drive away. Eve is able to get the door open, and John Cena pulls her out just before the ambulance pulls away. Now Eve, in the heat of the moment, plants a big old kiss on John Cena. John Cena doesn't struggle or fight, and after that he says, "What was that for?" But before she can explain, Zack Ryder is right there, saw the whole thing, and gets his heart broke. Now, Eve, following the commercial, Eve tries to explain that it was the heat of the moment and, the whole situation. And, she didn't think anything was going to happen with her and Zack, but they could still be friends, which, ladies, that's a kiss of death. Never say that to anybody. But Zack Ryder rolls away following that. Now, after that, we had match number 5, which was CM Punk versus The Miz. CM Punk wins with the Anaconda Vice, and once again the ambulance that Kane was driving returns to the arena. John Cena comes out to the ring. Basically the crowd is booing. At one point, a chant of "We all hate you" popped up. But he says that he tried to apologize to Zack Ryder, but Zack Ryder wouldn't accept his apology. He basically that. This is what Kane wanted all along, to get everybody to hate him, to get his best friend to hate him, but he was not going to, get to the point where he snapped, because everybody thinks that he has this edge where he's going to get to and just snap. He's going to snap, but he doesn't have it, and he's going to rise above the hate, and, this, that, and a quarter. Zack Ryder comes out. Now he's still in the wheelchair. He wheels himself down at the top of the ramp, comes down on crutches, gets in the ring very slowly, and swings. Well, he slaps John Cena in the face. He tells him that he thought it was his friend. John Cena takes off his shirt like he's getting ready for a fight. And now Zack Ryder still has the back brace and the neck brace, and he's still walking like a mummy. But Zack Ryder swings on John Cena. John Cena blocks it, and he looks like he's gonna swing back, but he doesn't. He just shoves him back a little bit. Zack Ryder, falls because obviously he's not in fighting shape anyway. He says, "Fine, just stay away from me. I don't want to hear from you no more." He rolls out of the ring, hobbles back up to his wheelchair on the crutches, and after that, up on this Titantron pops up Kane. Kane says, "Very good. This is exactly what I wanted. You're gonna embrace the hate. Everybody's gonna hate you, and so yeah, deal with it." Now, after the Titantron goes off, Kane actually comes out from the back of the backstage area, grabs the wheelchair that Zack Ryder's in, and shoves it off the side of the ramp. Now he falls down. He actually catches a bear in the wheelchair, falls down to the ground, and John Cena runs over to where he is, throws up the X to let the EMTs know they need to come over. And for the third time, Zack Ryder is getting carted away on a stretcher because of John Cena. Eve comes out, and the crowd's booing John Cena. The crowd's booing Eve also. It's a whole mess, and Zack Ryder's inert and being wheeled away. That's pretty much where the show ended, and that's basically the lead-in that we have for Raw going into Elimination Chamber. Some other things obviously are going to happen this Friday on SmackDown. We'll see again what happens there. But for now, go ahead and check out the show on Thursday with Caesar Scorpio doing the TNA Impact review. And for myself, the Invincible E. Vincent, take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and have a nice day.